Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Trails in the Sky, the Third Blind. So one of the reasons why I'm reading books at the moment, I'm doing it because I want to, and I think I should, the fact that the bookshelf is telling me that they're here, and blah blah blah. But also because there's a thunderstorm, so if the power goes out or if I lose some stuff or whatever, it's just me reading. Like, I can just do it again. I mean, sure, there's probably some reactions and stuff, but it's not quite as bad as if I'm actually progressing in the story and then there's cutscenes and if that stuff gets lost or whatever. So, that's why we're reading books. Well, that's one of the reasons. Or it just kind of, it's like, it's good that I'm reading books because it means I can also just kind of end the episode whenever as well. If there's like lightning or something, I can be like, oh, well, I'll stop recording for now and we'll come back to this. So I think that's good. Sorry, that was a loud noise. I shouldn't clap next to the mic. There we go. Apparently I can't clap. I actually didn't used to be able to clap. When I was younger, I just couldn't do it. I mean, like, I could make a noise, but like it just, you know how, because, you know when you're at school and you're like at assembly and you like have to, like, people are getting rewards and you have to clap for them? I like hated doing that. It felt like, I was probably overthinking it, but it was like, I just felt like I didn't know how to do it. Like, I knew how to make the noise, but like, I just didn't know how to hold my hands properly. And it was really awkward and I hated it. I still don't really like clapping that much. I mean, I can do it kind of better now, but I just used to be like, I don't know, like, how do you, like, and I didn't seem to be able to make much noise, and sorry, I'm just making so much fucking noise. Anyway, I forgot about that, I just remembered. Gambler Jack. Let's read about Gambler Jack. All the Gambler Jack is on the bookshelf. Oh, okay. Our chapters. Hello. Are you ready? I need a drink. I need a drink before we start. Actually, let me just have some water here. I almost spilled it all over myself. That's great. Okay. Chapter 1. Chapter 1. The Girl. I don't think I've read any Gambler Jack, have I? I don't think I ever got the first chapter or something. So this should be interesting. Chapter 1. The Girl. The Calvard Republic. Oh, we're in the Calvard Republic again. There's a city in this country, a place where migrants from the east have recreated their homeland down to the bright lacquered tiles. Nicknamed the Eastern Quarter, it's a vibrant place, bustling and hot. Orbital buses. Ooh, that's cool. We don't have buses and trails, do we? Oh. Orbital buses trundle down the main street, lined with strands of fragrant Eastern cooking, not clothing. Fragrant Eastern cooking, as the welcoming cries of sellers rise and fall over a crowd of travelers from the welcoming cries of sellers. What? Oh, it's messed up. What is this sentence? It's like looking at that picture that's like impossible. You know, the one that's like you go through the stairs and you go outside the object, but you're also inside the object. Oh my god, this is messing with my head. I wonder if they wrote Eastern in the Japanese or not. That'd be kind of interesting to know. Anyway, orbital buses trundle down the main street line with stands of fragrant Eastern cooking as the welcoming cries of sellers rise and fall over a crowd of travelers from every nation. There we go. The place where the cultures of East and West meet. Yes, it was a place that wore that mantle well. On the northern outskirts of that town was a little rundown bar. Doubtless it had been presentable once, but now the plaster was crumbling, and what doors were left to barely fit their pitted frames. Of course, such a seedy place attracted the clientele to match. To the lawless and violent, it was home. Heh, sorry. Looks like my one again, muttered a low voice that echoed through the grimy room. Oh, it's raining. The voice belonged to Jack. Can you hear me over the rain? I wonder if you can hear the rain, or if my noise cancellation will cancel it out. Be interesting. The voice belonged to Jack from Final Fantasy IX. What's his name, Jack in Final Fantasy IX? I just imagine this is the book about him. I don't know if it has anything to do with him. He was of medium size and in his early 30s, a man in his prime. The freight, really? Is 30s your prime? Wouldn't 20s be your prime? Then again, 30 is the new 20, so I would say that though. The frayed shirt he wore had seen better days, but the accessories adorning his body were of obvious worth. Much like the brilliant blue of his eyes, none of them quite fit someone. Oh man, this is hard to read. The frayed shirt he wore had seen better days, but the accessories adorning his body were of obvious worth. Much like the brilliant blue of his eyes, none of them quite fit someone like him. Compared to the dirty, poor, and desperate thugs around him, he looked out of place. That's weird to put that in a different paragraph, but sure. Jack was always to be found at that bar, gambling or sharing around with the dregs of the town. Sometimes fighting, sometimes drinking. He passed his days in idle recreation. As usual, today found him hunched at the bar. He'd been deep in his cups since early noon. Deep in his cups. It was the same as always. A day set to be just like all the others was stretching out before him. And into that familiar scene cut the shriek of the door opening. A new customer stepped into that same old bar. But who was this new arrival? It was a girl, unlike any other he had seen before. Oh, that's the whole chapter. Oh, that was short. Okay. Oh, okay. So these chapters have less pages. Chapter 2, The Offer. The girl strode into the bar and closed the door without turning a red. Is that like inch? There was no hesitation in her manner. Clearly her arrival was not happenstance. Her face was determined, but her confident entrance couldn't erase the lingering innocence of youth. Even the best liar wouldn't try and claim she was more than 18. Even the best liar? Okay. Dark brown eyes and hair suggested she was Eastern. See, I would say dark hair and brown eyes. Or, yeah, but okay, whatever. But her nose and features made it hard to be sure. Okay. The girl slowly walked forward. Sorry, I'm just readjusting myself. The girl slowly walked forward. Can I be comfortable, please? How do people sit in chairs for long periods of time? I might go crazy. With each step, her cute little knees peeked out from under the trim cut of her skirt. Her cute little knees? Okay. Her outfit was, it's such a anime thing to find knees to be cute. Knees are ugly as fuck. What's wrong with you? Her outfit was a design without any sense of decoration. It seemed her taste lay more along the lines of utility than style. Maybe because of that, the Eastern symbol necklace on her chest couldn't help but look equally unremarkable. The lack of volume in that area probably had something to do with that as well. It would still be some time before she really bloomed, so to speak. Can we not talk about her boobs right now? Especially if she's under 18. Like, can we not? Can we not? Or under 16. Nah, it's still weird. It's between 16 and 18. As a person that's older, it's weird. Stop it. Because here in New Zealand, the coming of age, what is it? Age of, what is it called? That's 16 here. So, yeah. But the age where you're allowed to drink and stuff is still 18. Anyway, in appearance bearing the signs of East and West both, and simple, unembellished clothes, the girl might have been the spirit of the Eastern Quarter, made flesh. She caught the eye of one of the punks hanging about almost instantly. Hey, little girlie, he slid. Want to have some fun with me? As he spoke, he grabbed the girl's wrist with one greasy hand. It happened in an instant. Her arm flew up, dislodging the punk's grip. Now freed, her hand disappeared deep into her skirt, and then slid out with a massive gleaming black iron. Oh. She pressed it to the space between his eyes. He stared at the object for a moment before collapsing to his knees in fear. It was an orbital gun of cunning make, a high-caliber Verne Company model. If she had shot that firearm, the punk would have lost his head instead of his bladder. That's what you get. Needless to say, it was not your average self-defense weapon. Is this Tita? Is that who this is? It's the latest model, she purred. Want to see what it can do? She was cool and calm. Oh, she's cool and calm? Oh, I made her bubbly. Okay. It's the latest model. Want to see what it can do? Like that? Is that better? The barrel of the gun never wavering. Were she to fire, her aim would be perfect. Overwhelmed by the girl, gun, or perhaps both, the punk couldn't move a muscle. Everyone else in the bar remained frozen as well. All eyes were on the girl. Hey, miss. Hate to ask, but could you let him off with that? Maybe the speaker couldn't stand it anymore, or maybe it was disturbing his drink, but the husky sensual voice broke through. Hey, miss. Hate to ask, but could you let him off with that? Like that? My voice isn't warmed up enough to do such things. But sure. It was Jack. Still planted firmly in his chair, breath smelling of liquor, he continued. I imagine him, like, having the voice of Aragorn. Or, like, you know when they meet Strider in the Prancing Pony? Like that. I'm sure he's very sorry and he's learned his lesson. Or he's Cullen from Hello Mills. But I can't do that voice. That southern mumbly voice. As if in answer to it, the punk started nodding his head vigorously. I've come here to gamble, the girl replied abruptly. She slowly lowered the gun in her left hand, her expression continuing to remain cool and detached. Sounds good. Come on over here. Give me everything you got. Jack's words had an immediate impact, not on the girl, but on the gathered goons and hoods. They all shared a glance, each and every one of them, with the dirtiest grin you could imagine. This book is really hard to read. I know I said that about the Carnelia one, but like, it feels like the sentences are weird lengths, or like the rhythm of the sentences is weird. Oh, maybe I'm just having an off day, I don't know. Jack's words had an immediate impact, not on the girl. I think it's the lack of punctuation. Like here, there should be a comma after girl before but, because but is a thing. Because you can remove, well, I guess you can't really remove that whole thing. Not on the girl, but on the gathered goons. I still think it should have a comma, and I think that the comma before that is a comma splice and should be a full stop. Or a hyphen, or a semicolon, or something. Anyway, I mean, the punctuation doesn't matter that much, but it's just makes it hard to read. They all shared a glance each. And like, every sentence seems to have like a different rhythm, so it's really hard to read aloud with like the right intonation and stuff without like being like, oh, the sentence ended, let me read that again. Like it's, They all shared a glance, each and every one of them, with the dirtiest grin you could imagine. Like, they all shared a glance, each and every one of them, with the dirtiest grin you could imagine. Like, what does this mean? They all shared a glance, but with one grin? Like, it should be grins. Oh, but they all shared one glance. So then they all shared, like, one grin. But, like, it's still... It just doesn't really read well. Anyway, sorry. Chapter 3. Challenge at high noon. Jack and the girl moved over to a table in the back. Unlike the other pitted and sticky furniture, this table was smooth and polished to a shine and seemed meant for gambling. Without a word, both took their seats. See, I would say both of them took their seats. It just helps to balance that. Sorry. Jack sat against the wall, and the girl faced him straight on. The other patrons were captivated. Helplessly fascinated by the match, they snuck glances at the pair, ears straining to listen in. The bar filled with fidgety silence. The girl's name of choice was poker. Did I say name? The girl's game of choice was poker. Jack accepted wordlessly. After a brief exchange to confirm the terms of the challenge, they settled on bets. It was to be 100 meter a hand, not even enough to buy a beer. But Jack... Oh, is it not? Oh, I guess not. But Jack considered that fair for a match against a kid, and said as much. Rude. The dealer was the small fry punk from before. Jack gave him a quick eye signal. First hand. Both discarded just one card. Jack called and the girl stood. Jack had 2 pairs. The girl had just one. Jack was the winner. Sorry, little missy. Oh, he is drawling and stuff. Maybe he is Cullen. Sorry, little missy, he drawled. He raised his hand to her and downed the amber liquid in a single, decisive gulp. Second hand. Both discarded just one card. Perhaps trying to look confident, Jack let out a big, clear sigh. The girl called, and Jack stood. The girl had 2 pairs. Jack had the same, but the cards told the tale. The girl's hand had the high card. It was her win. What? Jack exclaimed. His hand that had been toying with the glass froze. Immediately, he glanced over at the punk who was dealing. The other man avoided his gaze. Something wrong? The girl asked, whose face betrayed nothing. No. Forget it, he shakily responded. Had she swapped out some cards? The game had suddenly taken on a whole new angle. The look on Jack's face changed instantly. Lightly clearing his throat, Jack put the glass back on the table with his left hand. Then, once more, he cleared his throat. Okay. The dealer, recognizing the signal, picked up the cards again. It was their code for deal normally next round. Third hand. As expected, each discarded just 1 card. Jack called, and the girl stood. Jack's hand was a full house. Ha 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 ha! How about that? He crowed. Sorry, I kicked my mic stand. With a flourish, Jack laid his cards on the table. The bar patrons snickered into their cups. The girl set down her own cards without a word. 4 sevens. It was the girl's win. The bar once again returned to silence. I think I just heard some thunder. I feel like these chapters don't all have to be cut up as much as they are, but that's okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so critical. Let me check the weather. Lightning map. Oh no, there's no lightning here yet. Oh, I don't think that was the thing. Hold on a sec. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. Chapter 4, The Daughter. Ultimately, it was the girl's win. The silence in the bar was punctuated only by the sounds of a raucous argument out on the street. Holding back the laughter bubbling up, Jack asked the girl a question. Hey, Missy, where did you learn to be this good? The girl made no reply. Instead, she took the cards into her hand and began shuffling. They flew back and forth with exquisite grace between her long, slender fingers. She dealt 5 to Jack, then 5 to herself. Show them, she demanded, and Jack obliged, hesitantly turning over the cards. His hand was 4 jacks. Her hand was 4 kings. You're kidding me! Jack was nearly speechless by the sight, to which she only said, Jack doesn't beat king. At the word king, murmurs rippled through the bar. King. It was the handle of a legendary gambler, said to be the best in the Republic until his death. The card technique the girl had shown was one of the ones the king had been fond of using when he felt like teasing Jack. Who are you? Jack asked the girl. She gave him a long, bitterly cold glare at the question, as if it were both stupid and one she'd been dying to answer. You probably don't know me, but I know you very well, she spat. Hello, Victory Jack. My name is Hallie. Hallie? That's how you say that, right? Hallie? I'm the daughter of King, who you killed. You're King's daughter? Jack had never met King's daughter. Not in person, no. But nonetheless, he did have memories of her. King had been a doting father that had drilled holes in Jack's ears with endless stories about her. Oh, not literally, okay. I see. So King's daughter's come to kill me, huh? The atmosphere in the bar was suddenly charged. Alright then. Kill me. The words casually left Jack's mouth. It was a line no one in the bar had ever expected. He tapped his chest. The heart's here. Make sure you aim well. The girl, Hallie. Is that how you say it? I need to look this up. But really it's like Halle. Because it's... Or Halle. Because it's German, I think. Well, there's a thing in Germany. It's just hard for me to say. Hallie, it sounds like I'm being American. Hallie. Like, I wonder what it was in the Japanese. Someone else suggests Holly. Yeah, see, that's how it would be if it was in... Because apparently it comes from Norwegian. Halli. Halli. That didn't like means... I don't know what it means, but it's interesting. Halle. That's the German one. Halle. All right, I'm going to call her Halle as if it's Finnish. Like, I took a long time looking that up, and then I'm just like, I'm going to call her however I want. Okay. I know that there's Halle Berry, but yeah. The girl, Halle, quickly drew her orbital gun. Her aim, of course, was Jack's heart. Sorry, that took me so long to read that line. Chapter 5. The Invitation. Hold on, I need to readjust my legs. I have pins and needles in one. Okay, I'm right. Halle's fingers sawed out the trigger of her gun. There wasn't a man in this bar who could find the courage to stop her. The punks and hoods just cowered, whispering from their seats. "Shut up, all you!" Jack shouted over the buzz. The chatter in the bar stilled. Grinding his back teeth, Jack looked straight into the girl's eyes. "That's right. My goal is revenge," she said. "But it won't mean anything like this." Halle lowered her gun. As Jack watched the barrel of the weapon slide away from his chest, confusion creased his face. Halle continued talking. "Over these last 3 years, I've spent blood, sweat, and tears to learn to be as good as I am." With that, the girl threw a card in Jack's face. It was some kind of invitation. "I have a stage that's better suited to settling this all ready for us," she said, never giving Jack a moment to protest. "We'll finish our match there. It'll be one of the poker matches you love oh so dearly. And I swear, I'll make sure you eat your full share of misery and bitterness after the slop you forced my father to swallow." With her threat lingering in the air, Halle disappeared. Unable to grasp the meaning in the girl's words, Jack just sat there for a while. Finally, he picked up the card that had fallen to the floor and read the text printed on it. "Tomorrow night at 10, come to the harbour." The harbour? Huh. It can't be. A sense of foreboding ran through the back of Jack's mind. As he was about to crush the card on his hand, a small signature on the back caught his eye. Enrique. The penmanship was familiar. Oh wait, is it Enrique or is it Enrique? Because it's not French. It's Spanish, isn't it? So it's probably not Enrique. Enrique. Pronunciation. Enrique. Okay. The penmanship was familiar, as was the name. Oh man. Jack's sense of foreboding would prove right. Rip.